Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I want to say thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed, commented, joined the community on Facebook and on Instagram. With the last few Divine Partnership videos, we are going to have some new pick-up piles recording today, uploading possibly tomorrow. This is going to be a very special Divine Partnership reading. Yesterday, I uploaded 2 Divine Partnership readings. There is only one available now because I took the second one down. And it's for that reason I want to apologize to you guys. I approached that second reading after a very difficult afternoon with my Divine counterpart. And I was in a even though it's a very painful encounter, I recognized it as healing, and Spirit told me it was healing. Spirit told me it was transformative. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that means for us going forward. All it felt was painful. Even though, like, in my heart, I still felt strong. Do not feel broken. That's how much I've transformed over the past year. I see that. But still, I was in not a pure place. Even though I was still in a higher vibe, I've anchored into that higher vibe place. When I did the reading, I was still in a very physical place, focused on the physical, and that is not what I teach. I teach about going within. I'm getting emotional here. I teach about trusting the love and having faith in the journey, having compassion for yourself and for your divine counterpart. And I was just not in that place yesterday, so I really apologize to you guys. It was not fair of me to invoke that on my channel. It was not fair of me to bring that. If some of you, it did go up for a couple of hours because I upload overnight. So there might have been some of you who saw that. I was called to take it down as soon as I woke up. It did not feel good. If you did see it, there was a lot of messages there coming through from Spirit with regards to overarching themes, with regards to Christ consciousness and unity consciousness and letting go of control. So if you did see it, it's because you were meant to see it. Perhaps there was something healing in there for you as well. If you didn't see it, it's okay. Like, it just means that it was not meant for you. But for those of you who did see it, I want to apologize just wholeheartedly, because I was not in a good place, and I never want to come to this channel or to my own life without anything but pure intent, without anything but love, and I was just not in a place of love yesterday. I was in a place of pain. So I apologize. Where am I now? Where am I now? It's interesting. Last night I had a lot of vivid dreams. There's a lot of healing going on in the higher realms. I can feel it. Spirit is with me. They're telling me that I'm having visions. I'm having claircognizance. They are telling me that there is a lot happening in the higher realms, and I can sense it with my dreams. I have not had vivid dreams like this in a very long time, and it is like rapid fire vivid dreams. So there's a lot happening in the higher realms, a lot transforming, a lot of healing taking place. So I had, over the past year, done a lot of active healing, a lot of meditations, a lot of energy clearings, just a lot of forgiveness exercises, journaling, a lot of that active healing. This is getting into the layers that I was not able to dredge up for myself. I have worked with practitioners, with healers, for past life regressions. A lot of what's happening is some subconscious stuff with those past life regressions. I had a vision a couple of weeks ago during meditation. When I was driving, actually, but it was like a meditation. Had some visions that brought up very far back. And last night I had a second dream about that, and it brought up so much emotions, and I realized that a lot of the wounding that I'm still experiencing, that we're still experiencing, stems from that, stems from sacrifice, stems from not being able to heal others, help others, the frustration that comes with that, the lack of faith that comes from that, the lack of belief and love that comes from that. that is wounding. That is old, I even believe, collective wounding that we are healing. And it is very hard to heal. But that is where I feel my spirit guides are saying they're stepping in. The ascended masters are stepping in. The archangels are stepping in. I feel them here. I feel their energy surrounding me, even right now. And they are just a gentle, gentle presence, a loving, compassionate presence. And they are saying that we're not alone. They're saying that they are working on our healing for us. A lot of light activations happening, a lot of heart openings, a lot of balancing of the chakras, helping us feel grounded in this physical reality while still maintaining open brow chakras, open crown chakras, open throat chakras to help us express ourselves and communicate. And especially the open heart chakra, heart activation, because that is what it is all about. So, I want to apologize to you. I don't know if he's watching this, but I want to apologize to my Divine Masculine as well. I don't hold anything but love for him, and I think that's part of the pain, is not holding anything but love for him, even among my own pain, even among my own wounding, even as we trigger each other. That's kind of the purpose Twin Flames serve, is to bring up all that soul sludge and help us transform. And it's hard when one or both of us are in resistance to that, resistance to the happiness that we know that we both can have, that we know that we both deserve. That's where the pain comes in. But I think when we step back into a place of just love and flow and release that control over our lives, over each other, maybe we can have that happiness again. I don't know. I know the past few weeks it was a lot about me standing up for myself and knowing what I deserve, and I stand by that. The way things were with my divine counterpart, even though we had a lot of happiness, we could not continue the way we were. It was not fair to me. It was unhealthy. There were pockets of happiness, moments of pure magic and joy. But in the end, I know what I want and I know what I deserve, and I stand by that. And that's very painful, because that means a letting go of something. But what I also understand, they're actually showing me the death card now. Let me see if I can get it. They're showing Two of Cups. They're showing me the death card now, and what that means is transformation. It is a death of something, but it's never the death. Death is not the end. Death is not final. Death always makes way for a new beginning. It is a white horse. Oh my goodness, where is it? They showed it to me. I want to show it to you. Here it is. It is a white horse, a knight on a white horse, moving forward. So even though it's death, it is a moving forward. It is a transformation. It is a new beginning. It's not knowing. It's not knowing. It's like what they're telling me. It's like death in this life. We are just starting to wake up to an understanding that we are eternal beings. We are just starting to remember what it's like on the other side. But when we're stuck and grounded in this physical reality, we don't see that. We see death as something final, but death is just a letting go so that the new can take its place, so that a new phase can end. And that is what we have done with this new year. It is new beginnings. It has never been more powerful than that. New beginnings. New year, new beginnings. That's what's taking place. It is just making way for a new beginning of some sort, and I do not know what that means. Strength. We have to have strength through this. Do not know what that means, but we have to let go of the old. We have to let go of the old mindsets. We have to let go of the past. We have to let go of past hurts. We have to let go of past resentments towards ourselves, towards our counterparts, towards others. We have to let go of just settling. We have to let go of what we've settled for, or what we think we've settled for, because it is forward motion. My counterpart likes to say, this is where I am. I am here and I am now. This is where I am. And he keeps saying, I've told you this is where I am. But at some point we have to move forward. We cannot stay in stagnant energy for long. The universe will not allow it. And as painful as it is to let go, it's what is needed in order to make a fresh start, a new beginning, in order for the abundance that we so rightfully deserve, the happiness, the love that is our divine right to come in, however that looks. If it's with our divine counterpart, that is beautiful, that is wonderful, that is, I fully believe that is what is meant for us. Love and happiness with our divine counterpart. I do believe that that is what this journey is about. But if one or more is in resistance to that, we can't do anything but let that go. We can't do anything but let that go, because we cannot stay in that resistance with them. Oh, man, this is very difficult. Very difficult. So I am in higher vibes, though. It's just very difficult to be in this place, but I am in higher vibes. I have a higher understanding. I want to say thank you to my spirit guides, ascended masters, and archangels for this healing, for showing me. I want to say thank you to you guys for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. I have so much love for you in this community. You know, I acknowledge my role in the part that I play. I always acknowledge my role in the part that I play. I fucked up yesterday. I did. I fucked up with that video. I should not have come to the channel with anything but pure intent, and I was very stuck and stagnant in my physical, not seeing the higher perspective, but Spirit has helped me to heal that and step back into a place of higher perspective, seeing the blueprint, understanding that this too is for healing and transformation purposes, to come back into a place of just feeling love for my counterpart. I just feel so much love for my counterpart. I do. God, I love him. Okay, all right. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to keep the divine counterpart, the divine partnership reading from yesterday, because it was very powerful. The first one that I did, very powerful. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, just as a special energy update, because I want to see what has happened, what has shifted. So we're going to get overall energies for the masculine, the feminine, and the unity. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pull a past, recent past, present, and near future energy for both the masculine and the feminine, because I want to see what has changed and what has shifted. And I was guided to pull some oracle cards, so we'll see what comes from there. This is going to be a shorter reading. I know I always say that, and it never happens, but I promise it is going to be a bit of a shorter reading, so we'll just see what comes out. Spirit, archangels, ascended masters, I welcome you in to be your divine channel. Please bring me messages for the highest collective, for this collective's best and highest good. Remove my ego and welcome you in. Yep. That first divine partnership video is very powerful. This is coming on the heels of that. Spirit is telling me it is that same energy. Where the second reading, I was in a lower vibe, more in my ego, more in my physical. This energy is Spirit speaking. It is more coming. Yep. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for these messages. Thank you. This energy is on the heels of that divine partnership reading. I will link it in the links of interest in the description box below. For the divine masculine, we got past. This is the universal prophecy deck. Free past hurts as you acknowledge, forgive, and heal. Open your heart and embrace the future that awaits you. Yesterday, in the divine partnership reading, in this place, we got let go, and it is the same here. What they're guiding me to is how the hands are over the eyes, and it's the Eight of Swords energy. We kept getting that Eight of Swords. Even in the second reading, we kept getting the Eight of Swords energy. They're tying themselves up. They are blindfolding themselves. They are creating this anguish within themselves. They have to let go of the past. They have to let go and forgive themselves for the past, for any wrongdoing they've done to others, for any wrongdoing others have done to themselves. This could be past manipulations, past toxic environments, past toxic relationships. Even if they cannot break free from those relationships, even if those relationships are like parents or children or family or friendships that they want to hold on to, they have to let go of the energy that surrounds them. They don't have to let go of the people themselves, but they have to let go of the energy. Spirit is very adamant about that message, letting go of the energy. You don't have to let go of the people. You don't have to cut them out of your life, but you have to let go of the energy, the past energy, that toxic energy that is still surrounding you. You have to heal that, and you have to see that. You have to see yourself and the role that you play. It's a lot about reflections here, a lot about seeing yourself. You have to be able to take down the hands, lower your hands, and see your own reflection in the mirror. So what they're saying, it is a similar message to what I had channeled yesterday in the second reading. Again, there were some powerful messages there, but it was in such a negative place. I did not want to keep that on my channel. But the message remains the same. Spirit is here telling me the message remains the same. You have to the masculine has to, you as well. I mean, I channel more for the feminine, but so the feminine as well. Like, you're both divine mirrors. You both see the reflections. If it's resonating with you as a feminine, take it. But this is for the masculine as well. The masculine has to be able to look in the mirror and see themselves. It is very often that one or more of the twins like to hold up the mirror and refuses to see themselves. But that is the point of this divine interaction, the spiritual connection, is that you are mirrors, divine mirrors of each other. You are your perfect match. You are compatible in every way. Even if you are the yin and yang on the surface, even though it might look that you are completely opposite on the surface, you are compatible in every single way underneath. You are the same frequency. You are the same match. You are the same vibration. You are the same soul. I don't often like to say that you're each other's halves, because that gives the impression that you're missing a piece of yourself, and you're not. You're whole within yourself, but you are each other's half. You are a part of each other, in a way that no other person is, in a way that no other soul is. Because you are the masculine to their feminine, the feminine to their masculine, the predominant energy, whatever energy that you hold, you are that other person's match. You are the other person's half. So in that way, even though you're a whole within yourself, even though you're a whole spirit independent within yourself, you have both the masculine and feminine energies within yourself, and coming into balance with both those masculine and feminine energies, you have that predominant energy, and then that your counterpart has their predominant energy, and then you come into balance together. You are halves of each other. They're my divine counterpart. They're singing it to me right now. Spirit is singing it to me right now. There is a twiddle song called Five, and the first time I heard it, like, I cried because it was so beautiful. He shared it with me, and it's one of the lyrics is two souls. Oh my God, they're singing it to me. I can hear it. Why am I not getting it out? One soul split into two is the lyric, and that is what it is. One soul split into two bodies. Two halves to one whole, two parts to one whole is how my spirit guides have always channeled it to me. Two parts to one whole, and that's what you are. So you see each other the way nobody else sees each other, and that can be very painful. It can be very painful to look in the mirror. So often we like to point the finger, so often we like to place blame, but you are seeing that. You see it within yourself. You see the hurt and the pain within yourself. Now it's time to take action and clear the past, to clear the pain, to really look at yourself and see, what is it that I need to heal? What is it that I need to change about myself? What is it that I need to forgive about myself? Because you do need to change. Life is about constant change and transformation. If you refuse to change, and you're only like, I accept who I am, this is who I am, then you're just staying in stagnant energy, and that is not ascension. Then you're not ascending. You're not rising into who you truly can be, who your soul truly wants you to be. You have to let go of that energy. You have to let go of the past. You have to be able to lower your hands and see yourself, truly see yourself. See yourself in the reflection of your divine counterpart. See your divine counterpart's reflection in you, and truly allow this to take place. Really clear the energy, clear the past. The past is in the past. Look forward to the future. Look forward to the happiness. I have a, here, I'll actually pull it down. They've been guiding me to this. I have this on my bulletin board. It says, be as happy as possible. And for so many divine counterparts, we don't allow ourselves to be happy because of these past pains, because of these past hurts, especially with our divine counterparts, because it dredges up so much pain within ourselves, and because there's so much love here, we're so afraid that that love is going to disappear. That love can never disappear. That love from your divine counterpart will never disappear. That is a foundation for you. It is a gift from the universe. It is the foundation. This love from your divine counterpart is the foundation for you. It is allowing you to be happy. Now you have to allow yourself to be happy. Now you have to allow yourself to feel that love from your counterpart, for your counterpart, and lower the blinders that you have put up for yourself. It's that Eight of Swords energy. I wonder, I'm gonna pull it. I'm being called to pull it because I want to show you guys, is that energy of just keeping yourself in strife, keeping yourself in, man, it's almost like, why did I shuffle? Because it was coming out so often in readings yesterday. Here we go. Actually, let me get it in this one. Oh boy, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Because the universal, the golden universal deck is a little bit different than the traditional tarot, and they want me to get the traditional tarot because that's what we were pulling yesterday. See? A couple of messages here from this image. You see how the swords are in the ground? This is the truth of the situation. They're not, the swords are not pointing. There is no threat here. There is no threat from this love, from your divine counterpart and for your divine counterpart. There's no threat to your happiness. If you would just release the bond yourself, all you have to do is just, these bonds are showing me are loose. Your hands are tied behind your back, but if you would just let the bonds fall away, they'll fall away effortlessly. And you can take off the blindfold and see that you were just imprisoning yourself. It was very devil energy, and actually it was funny because as I was saying that, I was pulled to pull my clarifying deck, and the devil card actually came up, and you're just restricting yourself. You're just preventing this happiness. You're just imprisoning yourself. You're blindfolding yourself because you're so focused on the past, because you're focused on this pain, but you're doing it yourself because you don't feel safe. You see how she's in red? They're pointing me to this as root chakra, and I've never channeled this message with this card before, but they're pointing me to root chakra. You're not feeling safe. You're not feeling secure. You're not feeling grounded in this place, in this time, in this space, in this society. You're not feeling safe in this love, in this happiness. And you have to reach into your heart. You have to reach into your heart center. Trust your intuition, trust your heart, trust the divine. Let go of the control, fall into the flow. Let go of the past energy that was making you feel that you have to stay in control. Trust your heart because your heart is in control. And when your heart is in control, that is the divine guiding you. So really let go of the past energy, past pain, and you will release the bonds and allow happiness and abundance that is your divine right, and love that is your divine right, because this is your divine counterpart. So it is in your divine right to love and to be loved. You're just stuck in a place of control. You're just stuck in a place of control because you're so focused on the past pain, so focused on the past hurt, and not seeing the love that is there, not fully seeing the love that is there, not seeing all the love that is there. You might be you are full of love. You might be seeing love for others, but you're not seeing love for yourself because you're still stuck here, and you're not seeing that you can move forward this love with your divine counterpart because you're still stuck here. So let go of this energy. Divine feminines. In this place, in the last divine counterpart reading yesterday, and in the first one, I should say, the one that's still up, which I'll link in the description box below, it was be assertive. Again, that's why I'm laughing, because this is a continuation of that reading. Much calmer waters, but a continuation of that reading. This is you stepping into your power, into your golden goddess energy is what they're telling me. Exciting new adventures and opportunities beckon you. Take action. The power is in your hands. Remember, it is the power of love, not the love of power. This is a call for you too to release control. This is a call for you too to step back into your love energy, to step back into love of self, to stand up for yourself, to release that control, to release the whatever it is that was keeping you bound. And for a lot of the divine feminines, they were just allowing this pain to continue. They were allowing the behavior that was locking the masculines in this pain to continue, which was just keeping you from your own power, keeping you from love, because you were trying to protect the divine masculine, because you were trying to and that's your nature, Spirit is telling me. That is your nature, to nurture, to want to protect, to want to keep them from any pain, to want to help them heal, but they have to do this on their own. They feel your love, divine feminines. They feel your love. They feel your compassion when they get into their heart space. When they trust their intuition, they feel your love is unending for them. They understand that it is unconditional. It is just their past pain that makes them feel like it is conditional. It is just their past pain that is keeping them locked out from your love, that is keeping them guarded from your love. They're not seeing your love. But you had to create boundaries for yourself, because what you were emptying your cup up for your divine masculine. You were keeping your focus so much on them that you weren't focusing on your own life. And you have to focus on your own life, because that's part of the process. You are whole on your own. That's part of the message that I was getting before. You're whole on your own, but then you come together, both of you healed, both of you whole, both of you in alignment with yourselves. But you were not in alignment, because you were so focused on them, because you wanted to protect them, because you wanted to show them love, shower them with love, is what they wanted to say. But that you were not stepping into your power. You were not standing up for your own needs and what you deserve. Now you are that golden goddess. Now you are feeling the energy of that, of stepping into your power again. Make sure that it's not stepping into a place of control. Make sure it's stepping into a place of love. When you stand up for yourself, that's actually where I got caught up in. I was so, feeling so like I have to stand up for myself. I have to stand up for myself. That it was not coming from a place of love. It was coming from a place of, I don't want to feel this pain anymore. I have to cut out the bullshit. But what they're saying is move back into that Queen of Cups energy. It's actually the Empress energy. You don't want the bullshit. That's the Queen of Swords. You want to cut out the bullshit. But you also want to be that loving, nurturing feminine that you are. So step into your feminine energy. And you are stepping into your feminine energy again, which is beautiful. Which is also, they're telling me, allowing yourself to receive, not taking action. The masculine is the one who really takes action. They are the one who grounds everything in the physical. You are the master manifester. You are the one who envisions and daydreams in the 5D, and then the divine masculine brings it into the physical. So stay in your crown, stay in your brow, stay in your intuition, stay in your heart. Stay in your heart space. And I will say what they've channeled to me before, because they're calling me to it again. The heart is the bridge. So the masculine is the lower level chakras. They're really grounded in the physical. They're really grounded in taking action. When they're not in their full masculine energy, when they're not in their full Emperor energy, this is where they are unable to take action, remaining stagnant, remaining in the past, focusing too much on control, focusing too much on past hurts, and not being willing to rise. With you, you have to be able to do both. You have to be able to understand that you are in your intuition. You are open up to your third eye, which is intuition, which is insight, which is your beliefs and your attitudes, connecting to the spiritual realms, connecting to the universal consciousness. But you can't stay there, because you are also a physical being in this physical world. So what you do is you have to come down and into your feminine. The masculine has to rise, and you meet at the bridge. You meet at the heart. The heart is the fourth chakra. That is the bridge between the lower chakras and the higher chakras, and you come into alignment by meeting at the bridge, opening the heart. The masculine has to rise into their masculine emperor energy. You have to come down a little to meet in the physical. To meet in the heart chakra, to ground your energy, because you are so high in the higher realms. You have to come down a little bit, and you meet in the bridge in that open heart, and that is where heart activations are happening. That's where the downloads are happening. That heart chakra is really opening. So unity consciousness, what they're reminding you is, in this place, it was listen to your intuition, but what they're reminding you is come from a place of gratitude. Listen to your intuition, listen to your heart. Here it says, offer gratitude for all the blessings in your life and spread joy to others through random acts of kindness. Look into your mirror and express kindness to yourself. Look in the mirror. Both of you, look in the mirror. You are divine mirrors of each other, but you can't just look at the other without looking at yourself. You can't just hold up the mirror for the other without looking in the mirror yourself as well. So listen to your intuition. What is your intuition calling to you to heal? And find gratitude in this, even in the pain that you're experiencing through this healing, through this transformation. Find the lessons, find the gratitude here, because this is healing. Because again, they're showing me the death card. Because that cycle of pain is coming to a close, and what you're going to be doing is coming into more harmony with each other. Because that cycle is coming to a close, whatever you're experiencing now, whatever the pain is that you're experiencing now, know that it is for healing purposes. Whether that looks like separation, whether that looks like letting go, whether that looks like moving on, whether that looks like no communication, no contact, whether that looks like just pure like fighting, whatever that looks like, know that it is done for healing purposes, that your souls and your spirit guides have orchestrated this for healing purpose, for that final purge, because you cannot carry it with you any further into this life, into this new earth, into this new paradigm. You cannot carry it anymore into this new year. It's done. This new year marks new beginnings, and the spirit, I'm getting spirit chills. Spirit is telling me that this new year marks new beginnings. It's marking a time of harmony and balance and pure love, pure joy, pure bliss. But you cannot have that pure joy, pure bliss, pure happiness that you so deserve, that you really do deserve. You have to believe that you deserve it. Have faith that you deserve it. Have faith that it's coming. You cannot walk into that new earth, that new paradigm of love, if you are still holding on. And so that is why tremendous purging is happening, because you are still holding on, and the universe had to intervene with that death card in order to turn the wheel of fortune forward, in order to make that world, for that cycle to come to a close. And they're intervening. Spirit is telling me that they are intervening in the higher realms. You've got so many archangels and spirit guides and ascended masters on your side right now. I just feel them surrounding me. It's like I feel like the room is very crowded right now, because they're just here. They're intervening. They are intervening on your behalf because you were holding on so tightly. You were resisting the healing so tightly. Both of you were not. Both of you were in a way holding on and not seeing things clearly, not doing the healing, the subconscious healing that needed to take place. So they're intervening on your behalf because you asked for it too. They cannot intervene without your permission, because you asked for it as well. The healing is taking place, the transformation is taking place, and you're going to start feeling it even out. You're going to start feeling it's almost like the scales. I had been channeling for a while that the scales were kind of just teeter-tottering for a while, whereas before it was like this, very rocky, and now the scales are kind of balancing out. It kind of feels like you dropped another rock into one of them. It kind of feels like the scales have been imbalanced again, but what they're actually saying is that's not the case. They're saying that even though it feels like that, even though it feels like it's imbalanced, what is happening now with all this turmoil, with all this struggle, with all this strife, is it's just more balancing of the scales. It's more evening out, because the masculine is releasing the energy of the past, and the divine feminine is stepping more into their power. So that it's even more balancing out of the scales is what's happening. So even in the physical, it looks like hell, and it sometimes feels like hell. Balance is happening. This is happening for divine purposes, for healing purposes. The transformation is taking place. And what they're actually saying is, with the full moon coming on I don't even know when it is, but they're just saying the full moon. With the full moon coming at the end of January, you're going to see what has happened these past few weeks. Is creating a transformation. So something is going to shift with the full moon, more harmony, more balance. They're showing me the death card again. It is that new beginning. This had to close out. This had to die. The ego had to die. The control had to die. The past had to die in order for this new beginning to take place. Death is just a transformation. So this transformation had to take place. Okay. Whew. A lot of it's a beautiful energy. Even though it has been painful, it is really a beautiful energy, what is happening. So I want to do just, I said this was going to be a shorter one. Oh, maybe it will be. Shorter is relative, isn't it? All right. I want to do past, present, and future for the divine masculine. So, Spirit, can you please guide me to the energies for the divine masculine in the recent past? Now, time is relative. It's an illusion. So, recent past can be a couple weeks ago. It could be yesterday. It could be a minute ago. Energy is shifting, especially with this transformation taking place within the collective. And this is collective energy. This is what's happening for the collective. So, because it's shifting so rapidly, that could be relative. So let's see what's happening in the recent past for the divine masculine. What was the recent past for the divine masculine's energies? Recent past, please. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yep. All right. Recent past for the divine masculine. options, imagining their options, imagining what they wanted for their life. They're actually calling me to get a clarifier card because there's going to be a specific message for this, they're saying. So let me just do a quick shuffle of my clarifying deck. Actually, they want me to do this. This is a progression for the recent past. They want me to do that. Okay. Please clarify the Seven of Cups, please. Seven of Cups, please. Please clarify the Seven of Cups. Thank you. One more. Thank you. They want me to take that as a separate message. Okay. Okay. So we got the Seven of Cups, we got the Four of Pentacles, and we got Temperance. So they wanted me to clarify the Seven of Cups because this is a specific message. What was happening was, in the recent past, the Divine Masculine was thinking about the Divine Feminine. They were thinking about their options, they were thinking about their future, but they were keeping things very, very close to the chest with this Four of Pentacles. And that was causing a lot of pain for themselves and strife for themselves. The Moon is all about secrets. It's all about illusions. They were holding on to masks. They were not, even though the Six of Swords is about having some clarity and being willing to move forward. What they're telling me is that they were moving forward, but it was so slow. You see how they're in the water moving? It was so slow because they were still holding on to the mask. They were still holding on to these pentacles, not manifesting it in their physical reality is what they're telling me. Still keeping in their daydream energy, just imagining it and not bringing it forth into the physical realm. And even though they had some truth and clarity with these swords here, they had some mental clarity about this. They had some understanding about this relationship and what they wanted with this relationship. They were still holding on to the past, still holding on to the illusions, not illuminating what needed to be illuminated for the Divine Feminine. And the Moon is the Divine Feminine energy. So they were imagining this. They were imagining their options. They were imagining their future with their Divine Feminine, and perhaps in their mind they were moving forward, but they were moving so slowly and not manifesting it into the physical because they were still holding on to the past, because they were still holding on to their masks, because they were still holding on to the illusions that they were holding up for themselves. So, but they wanted to move forward. They wanted to move forward, but this was all preventing them from doing so. This is actually giving me a Nine of, and I wonder, no. Okay, I was wondering if it was on the bottom of the deck anywhere, but it is not. This is actually giving me Nine of Swords energy. It was creating emotional strife, anxiety, because they were not bringing it into the physical, because they were not moving forward, because they were holding it so much inside. And when you hold things to yourself, when you keep things to yourself, not only does it create chaos around you, but it creates chaos within you, and it creates that chaos around you because it's creating chaos within you, but you might not recognize it. They might not have recognized that chaos within themselves. They might have been blind to this. That might have been one of the illusions that they were not seeing. They were creating chaos within themselves, and that was creating chaos in their life without. They have to let go of the energy. They have to express themselves. They have to not hold things so tightly, not hold on to things so tightly. This Four of Pentacles, they're holding on to these pentacles like they're going to lose. And actually what they're pointing to me to, so that's complete. What they're pointing me to with this Four of Pentacles is a similar message that they gave me in the last Divine Partnership, the second Divine Partnership reading that I actually deleted. So there were some powerful messages there. So they want me to repeat it. They were holding on so tightly because they, okay, the divine masculine has been through a lot in their life, just like the divine feminine. I'm not, invalidating anything the divine feminine has gone through, but we're focusing on the divine masculine now. The divine masculine has gone through a lot, whether internally or externally. They've gone through a lot in their life. And that is usually a catalyst for awakening, for spiritual awakening. Now, what they have told me, what they have channeled to me, and they're channeling the same energy now, is that the divine masculine had broken down. And they had to build themselves up through their spiritual beliefs, through the foundation of others around them, through family relationships, through their work environments, through their home life, whatever it was, they built a foundation up around that. They built themselves back up. What Spirit is telling me is that that was a false foundation. That was a false structure that they built up. And you know how I've been saying this for a while, that they had their tarot moments and the structure had to fall. Their structure had to fall. What they had built up was illusions and more masks upon mass upon mass. But they needed that for their survival. They needed that to get to this point. And so now what's happening is they are stripping down all of the masks and they are stripping down all of the illusions. And the universe came in with some tarot moments and really made that structure fall, that structure that they had built for themselves, that they had used for their survival. It was ego that they had built up. Even though they're not recognizing it as ego, it was even more layers of ego used for their survival, which was a good thing because they needed to survive. They needed to build some kind of structure and foundation for themselves. But it was a shaky foundation. It was a shaky structure. And now that had to fall in order to come back to their true authentic self, in order to come back into their heart space, which they have not allowed themselves to truly do. Even though they might say that they're full of love, they are full of love. They are full of light because that is who they are. But there was a lot of blockages to that love as well that they were not seeing. A lot of mess, a lot of illusions, a lot of conditions placed on that love that they were not seeing. And so what happened was the tower had to fall, that structure had to fall, the masks and the illusions had to really fall. And what remained was just the foundation of love, just the foundation of their soul, just the foundation of the feminine's love. And I've been channeling that for a while. The feminine's love for them is that this divine partnership is the foundation. It is the only foundation because it is a divine love. So when we say the feminine's love, it is also love from the divine because it is one and the same. It is the Trinity. It is the masculine, it is the feminine, and it is the divine God, source energy, the universe, love, whatever you want to call that love energy, it is the Trinity. And when we say the foundation, we say it is the feminine's love. The feminine and the physical as well, but the feminine and the spiritual connection. But the feminine is not without the divine, without God. And so when we say the foundation, it is a foundation that remains, is a love from God, from the universe, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it God in this instance. It is divine love from the feminine and from God, because the feminine's love is divine love. And that love is the same as with God. But that was very scary for them. And so they were still holding on because they're like, well, I've built myself up. I am here in this place. I am here. I am now. I have built myself this far. I don't want to let go of this. So they're holding on. They're still holding on. They're holding on to the illusions. They're holding on to the masks. And what they're not seeing is if they just let their arms fall away, let this go. These are the pentacles are showing me are the masks. Let that go. What will remain is an open heart, because right now they're guarding their heart by holding on so tightly to this mask, to this illusion over their heart. This is a shield. This is a shield that is blocking their heart. And if they would just relax their arms, relax into the flow of the love of the divine feminine, relax into this spiritual connection, this relationship, relax into the love of God, relax into their faith, relax into their heart, they would see that they are lowering the shield and opening up their heart. But because they feel like they had built themselves up so much, they were holding on to this. But it was just another false belief, another false illusion. And now what they're saying is that this is what ascension is. They're applauding, the Spirit is applauding the masculine for getting to this point. There is nothing negative about this. They had to get to this point. They had to guard themselves. They had to steel themselves, is what they're saying, shield themselves for part of their survival to get to this point. But now it's about ascension. Now it's about rising. Now it's about dropping the defenses, seeing the truth of who they are, dropping the illusions, dropping the masks, really looking at themselves, letting go of the past, and allowing the love to really come in, or allowing the happiness to really come in. That is their divine right, but they have to let go of the defenses first. And it is happening. It is happening. The universe is intervening because they have seen the push and pull. They have seen the hot and cold that the divine masculine was creating for themselves with the divine feminine, but also for their own life, this hot and cold. And you cannot stay in that energy for long. Life is about balance. Life is about flow. And so the universe came in and tempered, and with the shakeup, is tempering the water, is creating balance, and is creating just beautiful abundance and beautiful warmth and beautiful love energy here. It's a beautiful lovely divine energy that's here. And you see the sun rising here. They're showing me this is the masculine rising in balance with themselves and with the divine feminine, because the divine the higher realms are intervening now and creating balance for them, tempering this hot and cold, tempering the ego, mind, and the heart. They wanted me to set this aside. This is what is coming. Self-love. The divine, they're showing me, so the sun is the masculine, the sun is rising. They're rising more into self-love, and as they rise into self-love, they're going to rise into love of others, pure love of others, love without conditions, love without those illusions, love without those masks, love without holding on to the energy of the past. Love with stepping, it's overflowing so much that they are going to understand that they are worthy of this happiness. They're worthy of whatever it is that they truly want, without the illusions, without what is it that they truly want in their heart space, without the illusions of what their masks and what the illusions are telling them, without what their ego is telling them, really stepping into their heart space and acknowledging what it is that they want for their life. And what they want is partnership and love with their divine feminine. That is what they want. That is what the spiritual connection is all about. It's about coming into balance together, coming into union and harmony together. But they have to fill up first. They have to have their self-love. They have to rise, and they rise. So what they're showing me now is these are weights, and you have to it's like a balloon. You have to let go of the weights in order to rise up. All right. Thank you for those. Thank you for those messages. Let's see. Oh, we're not done. We're not done with the masculine. This was just the recent past. Interesting. Okay. So that was the recent past. That's what's happening. They're moving into that. What's going on in their present energy? Yep. The Empress. The Empress is in their hearts. And they know it. The Empress is, the divine feminine is in their hearts. Yeah, they want me to pull one more card from this deck. They said 1. 1, 1, 1. Let me get a good shuffle. Present moment. What is going on in the present moment for the divine masculines, please? Present moment for the divine masculine. Okay, we'll take 2. Okay, we got the Justice card, which is, again, a major arcana, which is divine stepping in and creating this balance. They're making the divine masculine see with more truth, with more clarity, more understanding, having these breakthroughs. And you got 2. This was just a tempering. This was just a starting of the balance, a starting of the divine masculine's rise through healing, is what they're saying. Recent past. Now they're creating justice for the feminine. The masculine is really seeing how they've hurt the divine feminine and how they've hurt themselves by hurting the feminine and by hurting themselves, by holding on to this past, by not seeing the truth of themselves. They've only hurt themselves by holding on so tightly to their shields, to their defenses, to their walls, to this fortress that they've really built around themselves. They have just created this disharmony in their lives, and that's reflecting in the chaos outside of themselves, in their external world. So they really have to find peace within themselves. They really have to find balance within themselves and see themselves, really see the truth of themselves. And it's creating justice being done. The divine, the higher realms are coming in, stepping in, and making sure this is balanced, making sure harmony comes, making sure justice and fairness is being done for both parties. Now, and it relates to the divine feminine. The Empress is in their hearts, in their heart space. It is relating to the divine. This justice is also, this balance is also, coming into harmony with the divine feminine. Because the Empress, they're saying, is the divine feminine is on their mind, constantly on their mind, wanting to come forward with apologies, wanting to come forward to create more harmony, wanting to come forward in this relationship. Now, when this came out, it came out like this. And what they're saying is this is a shift in perspective. And it was the same thing. Again, I'm getting messages again that came through from the second reading that I did that I deleted. So I'm very glad that we're doing this today. I wanted to delete that because it was just such low vibes. And I don't want that impurity on my channel. But it's the same messages. It's the same kind of energy here. It's a beautiful calming energy now, but the messages are the same. So what they're saying is, they were in a period of waiting in the past. They were just, kind of hanging around, kind of, in surrender for their own life. And when we say surrender for their own life, they're like, well, this is who I am. This is what it's going to be. This is what I want. But that was stagnant energy. They were not rising. They were not moving forward. And so now what's happening in the present moment, they're having this truth and clarity. They're seeing what they've done to themselves. They're seeing how they've tied themselves up. They're seeing how they're clinging so much to the past that it's not allowing them to build a future. And so what's happening is this. It's shifting perspective, but they're at this stage right now. I was holding it like this because I wanted to see if they were fully upright, and it's not. They don't want me to put it upright. They want me, this is where they are in the current moment. They are shifting perspective. Healing is being done. Transformation is happening is what they're telling me, and soon they'll be able to move forward in this upright position. But right now what's happening is it's shifting perspective. Okay. If you want me to pull a clarifying card, Judgment. That's what they want. Another major arcana, divine, really intervening. All major arcanas here, really. Temperance, Empress, Justice, the Hanged Man, Judgment. Did we get any here? I forget. No. The moon. Yeah, we did. We got the moon. So really the divine is really coming in and intervening. And this is a rebirth. The divine is coming in, shifting the perspective so that they can come into this balance, to this harmony with their divine counterparts. Judgment is being done. Judgment is being made. But judgment, it feels very harsh. It's not harsh. It's not like a gavel energy here. Judgment is just a rebirth. It's a very gentle. Here, what they're telling me is Spirit is calling to them. And they need to rise up to meet Spirit. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, near future energies, please, Spirit. Near futures for the divine. Near future energy for the divine masculine. Let me get some near future energy for the divine masculine. Near future energy for the divine masculine. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, this makes me want to cry. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups. Happy family, balanced life, wishes fulfilled. Like, this makes me feel so much love for the divine masculine because they're doing the work, they are doing the healing, and it makes me feel so proud. Like, this, whatever happened, had to happen, and I've never felt so much faith in that. I've never felt so much faith in that. Whatever happened had to happen for their own healing, for our transformation as well, and it's so painful. It is so painful. Like, I feel the pain of my divine masculine. I feel the pain for myself as well. But it had to happen so that this transformation that is happening now can take place. The divine is coming in so that we can have everything. So that your divine masculine can have everything. And if it's not with us, if it's not with the divine feminine, that's fine, because I just want happiness for our divine masculines, whatever that looks like. And this makes me so happy because I want them to be happy, and I want them to understand. I want my masculine to understand that they can have everything that they want. They can have whatever they want. And if that's not with me, like I'm getting personal here, but if that's not with me, then that has to be okay. I just want him to be happy and full of love and full of life, and I just want him to manifest everything that he wants in this world, and that's what's happening in the future because this transformation is taking place. He is going to have every wish fulfilled. He is going to have the abundance. The masculine is going to have the abundance that they want. And it is just, I'm just I'm just overwhelmed. Like, this is beautiful. This is such beautiful energy. It is the divine coming in. I hear them. I hear the divine coming in and saying, dear girl, this transformation is happening. They will have their abundance because they are healing, because they are letting go of the past so that they can step into the future. We are making sure of it. And it is so beautiful because that's all we want. That is unconditional love. That is all we want for the divine masculine, is for them to have healed. That's all we've been asking for them, is for them to wake up and let go of the mask and step into who they truly are, and to rise and to meet us, because even if we're not with them in the physical, that has to be okay. That's okay, because we are always together. We are never separated. And in the higher realms, we are always together in this eternal bond, in this eternal love, this unconditional love. And if they choose whatever it is that they choose in the physical, whatever they want this 10 of Cups to be, we just want them to feel it. We just want them to have healed and to rise up into who we truly see them as, because we see them. They don't understand, but we see them. We see them as the love and the light that we are. And no matter what bullshit anybody else in their life tells them, no matter how anybody else in their life tells them that they're worthless, or that they're not worthy, or that they're not deserving, or that they're assholes, or that they're like dipshits. I'm sorry, I'm cursing, but like, no matter what anybody else in their life tells them that they are, we see the truth of who they are. We see the love that they are. We see the light that they are. And we see that they are deserving of this. And we just wanted them to see that for themselves. That we just wanted them to lower their masks and wake up to that and see the truth for themselves, and for them to heal and rise up. And they can have this. They have this. They can have this. And this is the outcome. This is their near future. If they do the healing work, if they step inside themselves, if they lower their pentacles, lower their shields, lower their defenses, let go of that past energy. This is their divine right. And it's just so beautiful. So beautiful. God, I'm just filled with so much love right now. I'm really glad we did this reading. I'm really glad. All right, we're going to go on to the divine feminine. Where was the divine feminine in the recent past, in the present moment, and in the future? Where are they in the future? All right, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the work. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the faith. Thank you for the support. Okay. Divine feminines, please, in the recent past. In the recent past. Thank you. Okay. And I want one more. Got 3. Recent past. Recent past, please, for the divine feminines. Where were they? Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Where were they in the throat activations happening? Again, that happens when I'm speaking the truth. When the truth comes forward and kind of removes the ego and allows me to speak from the heart. It feels wonderful. It feels wonderful to speak from the heart. They want that one. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Okay. In the recent past, and I feel like this is very, very recent, you've got Queen of Cups, stepping back into your emotional power. We talked about this here, stepping back into your emotions. You had for a while, Divine Feminines, been in your no bullshit energy, and the Divine Masculines were actually feeling this. It was very cut and dry of the Queen of Swords energy, but now you're stepping back into your nurturing nature, and you're moving forward with your own manifestations. You're moving forward with passion. This could be for the Divine Masculine, but also they're saying for your life, passion for your life, having manifestations come in, moving forward and taking action for your life because you're in this nurturing energy. So manifestations, as you rise in vibrations, as you step back into love, you raise your vibrations to meet the manifestations that you want. This Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving card in the deck, but what they're saying paired with the Knight of Wands is, even though it might seem slow moving in the physical, action is being taken, so that it's going to come in a whirlwind. It's going to come in, your manifestations are going to come in very swiftly and with abundance and with passion and with purpose. Especially for your life. So even though it feels kind of slow moving, even though you might not be seeing it now, what they're pointing me to is the end of January again. It's that same message, the end of January, because all this transformation is taking place. It's going to be abundance coming in. So in the recent past, it might feel like things are very slow moving, but what they're saying is it's paired with this Knight of Wands, which is action. Action is being taken in the higher realms to come into fruition. Your manifestations are coming in because you've stepped back into this nurturing energy, to this feminine energy, this emotional energy, this loving energy. Thank you. Don't feel the need to clarify that. All right, present energy for the Divine Feminines. What is the present energy for the Divine Feminines, please? Thank you. I just need those two. Manifestations. Yep, manifestations are coming in. They're also giving me teamwork here. Partnership, leadership is what they're telling me. But you also have this Page of Pentacles. So you're starting a new beginning, a new journey of manifestation, a new journey of abundance, pure abundance. This is actually giving me Ace of Pentacles energy. Actually, on the bottom of the deck, they're showing me Ace of Wands, and they wanted me to pick that up. They're showing me Ace of Wands. So it's like, it's the same as the recent past, where you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. They're giving me Ace of Pentacles energy here, but with the Page of Wands, it's like a new beginning, like something, like a new journey is about to start. But paired with the Ace of Wands, it's like this passion, this action, it's all manifesting. It's all manifesting in the physical. This new journey is manifesting, and it's a partnership. You're going to be coming into partnership. I want to get some clarifying messages on this. That one. I didn't want that one. Interesting. You guys are in the same place. Interesting. Let's get one more. We'll get two more. Excuse me. I really need to blow my nose. Okay. I've already cried to you guys today. I don't want to be sniffling too. Okay. Current energy. You're still carrying some of the burdens, but actually they want me to put this in reverse. So even though it might feel like you're still carrying some of the weight of this connection, you're putting that down. You're stepping more into your power. You're stepping more into receptive mode, and you're not feeling guarded. You're not in conflict with others anymore. You're really stepping into this love energy, this pure love energy, stepping into your strength. They're showing me. Yeah, stepping into your strength. Because the conflict is resolving. This is the current energy. The conflict is resolving. You're now manifesting abundance, manifesting passion, manifesting this new beginning of teamwork and partnership in the physical. So what we're saying, this is actually giving me Three of Cups energy, which is celebration, which is partnership, and as well as Two of Cups energy with the divine partnership, the spiritual connection. But they're showing me the Pentacles because they want to get it through that this is manifesting in the physical. So the partnership and everything is manifesting, even though like it's emotional partnership, it's love, it's manifesting in the physical. So teamwork and partnership is manifesting in the physical is what they're saying. Because you're being in receptive mode, you're stepping into your power, laying down these burdens and stepping away from this conflict. Lowering your own guards is what they're saying. And you got the Justice card as well, and the Hanged Man, just like they got the Justice card and the Hanged Man here. Justice and Hanged Man. You guys are mirroring each other here. You're in the same space. That is why they're saying that you're in the same space. That's why they're saying this was transformation for both of you. Whatever you've experienced here, it's for healing purposes for both of you, for this partnership, for the spiritual connection, so that you guys can move forward together. Now, whether that's physical in the physical realms or together in the higher realms, I guess that remains to be seen. The spirit is not, being forthcoming with that. But what they're saying is just justice is being done. Justice is being served. The scales are balancing. You're both seeing truth. You're both seeing yourselves. You're both acknowledging yourselves. You're both laying down the defenses. You're both laying down the burdens, the conflict. The conflict is resolving. This transformation is happening. You're seeing things from a new perspective, and you're surrendering to this connection. Both of you are surrendering to this connection, surrendering control, and surrendering to the flow. The flow is what they're giving me. They want me to pull another major from this deck for the okay, so let's just do it. Let's just go what the spirit wants me to do. They want me to pull from this deck. Present for the feminine. Present moment for the feminine. Okay, standing in the truth, seeing the truth, standing in your power. So we got the Queen of Cups and we got the King of Swords. So in the recent past, Queen of Cups, King of Swords here in the present, really standing in your power. Standing this combined is giving me Empress energy. So you had to go through the past to get to where you are now. Okay, thank you. All right. And where are the feminines in the near future energies, please? Where are the feminines in the near future, please? Near future for the divine feminines, please, Spirit. Near future for the divine feminines, please, Spirit. What? Okay. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. What they're telling me is this is the near future. This is all the near future. But what they're telling me is this Five of Cups is the bridge between the present and the near future. It is like you have to go through this period of mourning, of letting go. And again, this is the Death card. This is the transformation that is taking place here, the healing that is taking place. You have to, and this is for the feminine or for the masculines as well. They're telling me they want me to kind of put it like this, because you're both experiencing this, to get this happiness. What they're telling me is a feminine is a period of mourning for both of you, but it's a period of mourning, letting go of the past, letting go of what's done, what's over. The past is done, it's over, it's spilled. You can't, fill the cup back up with what's already spilled. But what they're saying is, look at the two here. Look at this divine partnership behind you. Look at these two cups that are ready to be filled up with your love. These two cups that are masculine and feminine energies, ready, if you would just turn towards your future, ready to be filled up with love again. This is the bridge. You have to go through this transformation. You have to go through this healing. You have to go through this letting go of the past in order to have this future. And for the feminines, it is just like the masculines' happy home life. It is sunshine and abundance. This is the masculine energy. The sun is the masculine energy, and you see how this little baby is kind of like rejoicing, like, yeah. This is the masculine rising, and this is love. This is commitment. This is union energy. This is the 1111 card. Union, love, commitment, marriage, family, however that looks like for you and what you desire, what you want to manifest. This is love, pure happiness. This is the happiest card in the deck, pure abundance coming to you in the near future, just like their happy home life. Oh my God, it's just so beautiful. It is just so beautiful. Okay. They asked me to get this Work Your Light deck out, and they also asked me to get the Archangels. What is it? Something Archangels by Doreen Virtue deck. So we're going to use that as final messages, but they asked me to get this Work Your Light deck. So blocks, or tell me blocks. So what are some continued blocks that they can work through, that the masculine can work through? What are some continued blocks? What can they continue to heal as they continue through this transition? They're giving me the word transition, through this transformation, through this healing. Share your voice, divine masculines. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. What they're telling me is this is related to past life trauma where you were persecuted for expressing yourself. This could be this lifetime, or this could be past lifetimes, or both. But it's related to the past energy that you have to release. Remember when I said it wasn't just the past you have to release, but that past energy? You have to release that energy. And you have been blocking yourself. You've been hiding under illusions. Even as you express yourself, it's still hiding behind a mask, the way you express yourself. So share your voice, share your true voice, share your authentic voice, and don't be afraid to share your voice. Come out of the cave. Step out of the cave. Step out of the cave of illusions is what they're telling me, because you will not be persecuted anymore, especially with your divine counterpart. Express yourself to your divine counterpart. You will not be persecuted for your love. They're telling me you're only persecuting yourself, because as within, so without. If you continue to persecute yourself, if you continue to hide yourself, hide in the cave, hide behind the illusions, hide behind the masks, refusing to express yourself as your divine self, as your authentic self, even if you think you're expressing yourself as your authentic self, they're saying that still, you're still breaking down the illusions, remember. Then that's going to be, you're going to find people who are more accepting of you. You're going to start finding people who are more in alignment with you. And the people who were no longer in alignment with you, the people who were persecuting you on the outside, because you're no longer persecuting yourself on the inside, that is going to fade away. You're going to find more acceptance as you find acceptance within yourself. So express yourself and share your voice. Share your beautiful, divine, loving voice. Feminines, what blocks do you still have? What do you still have to heal? What does the feminine still have to heal? Thank you. The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Stepping into your power again, stepping into the golden age of who you are, stepping into your golden goddess energy. Step into your light more. Step into this light more. Don't hide in the shadows of your masculine. Don't hide in the shadows of anybody else. Step into your light. Ascend. This is your ascension. As you step into your light, they're telling me you'll be a lighthouse for your masculine to help them rise as well. So shine your light. Step into your light. This is what you've been going through for centuries. This is what you've been healing for centuries, is what they're saying. Dispelling the negatives, dispelling the darkness with your light is what they're saying. That's what you're doing here. Transforming, transmuting. It's alchemy. Transmuting darkness into light. Union energies. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Both of you are being called to rise to the occasion. Lower your defenses, lower your masks, lower the illusions, step into your power, both of you. Let go of the past, step into who you are as light, as, share your voice, share your authentic self. Priestess, also priest, emperor, empress energy. That's what this is giving me. This is the divine you. So how are you being called to rise? And you are leaders, is what they're telling me. On this journey, you are leaders on this journey. If you're on the ascension path, if you're on, whether you're on the twin flame path, whether you're on a different path to ascension, whatever it is, you are a pioneer in this ascension journey. You are part of the first and second waves that are guiding the rest of the world into this vibration, into this new earth, into this new paradigm of love. And so how you cannot do that if you're still stuck in this latent energy, if you're still stuck in the cave, behind the illusions, behind the masks, if you're still stuck in the darkness. You have to rise into the light. Share yourself. Rise up. Be willing to let go of the defenses, be willing to let go of the darkness, and really rise up. Let go of the past and step up into the light of who you are. All right, can we get some final messages from Spirit for the situation? Let's get some final messages from Spirit for the situation, for what is happening here with this divine partnership as a whole, not just the masculine, feminine, this divine partnership as a whole. Final messages from Spirit for this divine partnership. You wanted to come out? You wanted to come out? Let's get one final message, please. Who else wanted to come out? Thank you. Okay. We've got brilliant idea, Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. They're pairing that with clairsentience for me, Archangel Raguel. Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. This is all about divine guidance here. Divinely guided, divine guidance. This is all about trusting your intuition. So it's not like about physical ideas. It's not really about like, it could be. It could be about career and stuff like that, but what they're really telling me is that this is about you. This is about your healing. Trust your intuition. This is they're giving me Knight of Wands energy here with this image of, on this Pegasus with the angel and the lightning rod. Taking action, rising up and taking action. Trust your intuition, trust your feelings, what you're feeling, trust your heart. See this open heart chakra here? Trust that the divine is guiding you. Have faith in this journey, have faith in your counterpart, have faith in yourself, and let your heart guide you in your actions, however you move forward. Let your heart guide you. Trust your intuition here. We also got teaching and learning. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. This is a shedding of the illusions. You're going to be learning more as you ascend. You're going to be redefining your beliefs. As you learn more, as you ascend higher, you're going to have new beliefs. They're showing me the spiral, and the spiral is coming to new understandings of old ideas. What you thought you knew, you come to new and deeper understandings. It's just layers and layers and layers, and that's what they're saying here. Teaching and learning. You're going to be teaching others, maybe in a way that such as this, but you're also going to be learning. So as you remove the defenses, as you remove the false, this is especially for the divine masculines you're giving me, as you remove the structure that you had built on, those false beliefs that you built on, you're stepping more and more into the light of who you truly are, trusting your intuition here. And as you do that, you're going to be building a foundation of truth, building a foundation of more beliefs and coming to a new understanding of more beliefs. So keep an open mind, allow that structure to fall, because life is a series of change. Life is a series of forward movement they're giving me. Life is a series of transformation, and this is part of the transformation that is happening here. All right, they actually, as I was shuffling those, they were telling me about Ascended Masters, so they wanted me to pull out this Keepers of the Light deck. So I'm just going to get some additional guidance from Keepers of the Light, and then we're going to end this reading. It's been a beautiful reading. I am so, so grateful for this energy, just back into my heart space. Okay. Final messages from the Ascended Masters, please, for this union, for this divine partnership. Okay. They want me to take all of them. I'm going to take all of them, and they called me to this one as well, so I'll take that. It's a simple message, ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. That speaks for itself. I understand now why they wanted me to take that as well. Here we have Mary Magdalene. Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. This is transformation. Don't let anybody stop your ascension. Don't let anybody hold you back. This is your divine right to ascend. This is your divine right to heal and grow and transform. And what they're telling me is that you're even holding yourself back. You're even stopping yourself, but don't let that stop you. Step into your heart space. Mary Magdalene is just full of love. Keep trusting that. We got Lady Nada, Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance. Man, my ears are ringing. Awaken, Spirit is here. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. This is the justice. This is what we were saying about justice. Open up your heart. This is the what I had been saying about the bridge, the heart being the bridge of the lower chakras and the higher chakras coming into balance. Heart activations happening. You have to give and receive in balance. You have to, this is all about balance, justice happening, just awakening and accepting that this is divinely guided and having faith in that, really trusting, really letting go of the control and having faith that the divine is guiding this now, that the divine has you in their arms. It's just like a cradling energy. The divine has you in their arms and they are guiding this transformation. So let go of the control, let go of the past, let go of the power plays, and really trust this energy of love, this heart activation. The Holy Spirit, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. It's just confirmation of what they just channeled to me. The divine is cradling you. The divine is holding you in their arms. The divine is guiding this. Have faith in that. Let things unfold magically, naturally. That is where the miracles happen, when you step into a place of love and the heart. We also got Odin, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. They're pairing me that with the King of Swords here, this truth. You're seeing things with truth. You're seeing things with clarity. And you're moving forward with that. So trust your intuition. Trust what's coming to you. Trust if you're connecting with spirit guides. Trust what's coming to you. Trust the downloads. Trust the dreams, what's being healed in dreams. Just trust. It's just an overwhelming feeling of have faith and trust and step into a place of just love for each other and for yourself. Let down those shields. Let down those guards. Step back into a place of love, remove the past energies, because this is what is coming for you if you do that. It is just pure happiness, pure love, pure abundance, just pure everything that you've ever desired manifested. This is your divine right. This can happen. Now allow yourself to let it happen. Have faith that you're allowed to have it. Allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to be in love. Allow yourself, just allow, because when you allow, that is when you're in receptive mode. That's when you're in flow. That's when you are in a place of love. All right, you guys, this is truly beautiful energy. I'm very, very grateful for this. Thank you for giving me a chance to kind of reboot myself, reset my energy, and step back into a place of love for myself, for you, for my divine masculine, for this collective. I really appreciate it. Again, I apologize for such low vibes yesterday. If you did see the video, a lot of the same messages here, so there was some important messages that had to come out that were being channeled there in that video, but I just did not want that impure energy. Did not want that, even though I was in still in that a place of strength. It was just not a place of pure intent, and I apologize for that. But thank you for allowing this to come through, allowing these messages to be shared. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and say, if it resonates with you in the comments. Thank you. Just thank you. Sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll be back very shortly with some pick-a-piles and with a new Divine Partnership reading.